Welcome to Black Screen Bright Ideas with me, Paul Pena.
And Kayla Nada.
So, um, when we first got the request to kind of dive into Khabib Nurmagomedov, I'll admit I was mostly familiar with his, dominance as a fighter.
Yeah, in the octagon.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But exploring his philosophy on success and legacy, there's a lot there.
Yeah, there really is. He's someone who has, achieved incredible heights in a really demanding world. But what's so fascinating is how his perspective goes beyond just winning fights.
Right.
It's like he's aiming for a different kind of victory,
Yeah.
one that kind of resonates long after that last bell rings.
Exactly. And one thing that really struck me was how he talks about his childhood. You
Mm.
hear him describe it as, very poor life, growing up in a small village. And it really sets the stage, I think, for his whole approach.
Right. And it goes deeper than, just having limited resources. I mean, his father sold their house and moved the entire family to the capital city, all to give them better opportunities.
Wow.
And that's a level of sacrifice that speaks volumes.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what kind of impact does that have on a young mind?
Right.
It clearly instilled a very deep sense of gratitude in Khabib, and you see that reflected in how he constantly emphasizes giving back and investing in others.
It's like he's carrying that legacy of sacrifice forward, but not just in the sense of like financial success. He talks a lot about, investing in his close circle, building them up,
Right.
which he sees as a more meaningful reward than any, material possession.
Now let's talk about the bear, because you can't talk about Khabib without mentioning that he wrestled a bear as
Yeah.
a child.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Of course.
it's such a striking image.
Yeah.
Why was that such a formative experience for him?
I think there's a reason that image has become so iconic.
Yeah.
It wasn't some kind of publicity stunt. It was his father's way of, pushing him, building that incredible work ethic and mental resilience. I mean, think about the pressure of facing a wild animal
Oh my gosh.
that puts fighting in the octagon in a whole different light.
Completely different. That upbringing,
Yeah.
forged something in him, a toughness that goes beyond physical strength. And it's fascinating how he connects that experience to handling pressure and never giving up,
Right.
no matter the odds.
It's like he internalized the idea that hardship isn't something to be avoided, it's something to be conquered.
Right.
And that's such a powerful lesson, even for those of us who aren't stepping into a cage.
Hardcore.
It makes you think about how we approach challenges in our own lives, whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal goals.
Yeah.
Do we shy away from the tough stuff or do we lean into it?
That's a really good question for us all to consider.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets even more interesting, because Habib isn't just about brute force and, relentless training. He actually emphasizes humility and gratitude and acknowledging that there's a force beyond hard work at play.
Yeah.
This idea of divine providence.
Right. And that's a crucial aspect of his mindset. He recognizes that, countless people work incredibly hard without achieving the same level of success that he has. And he's not, trying to diminish the importance of effort, but he's also acknowledging that there's an element of fate,
Okay.
of being in the right place at the right time that you can't control.
It's a perspective you don't often hear
Mhm.
from, high achievers. I think it'd be very easy to attribute all of his wins solely to his talent and grit.
Right.
But by acknowledging this, divine providence, it keeps him grounded, and I think makes him less likely to get caught up in ego or self-importance.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, does that perspective contribute to his generosity? It's almost like he feels a responsibility to use his platform for something bigger than himself.
It's a good point. It's a reminder that success isn't just about reaching the top, but how you handle yourself along the way
Yeah,
and what you do with the platform that you've been given.
absolutely. Now, let's talk about Javier Mendez. Khabib often speaks about the profound impact his coach had on his career, calling him a mentor and even a father figure.
Yeah, and that relationship is so crucial, especially considering, Khabib moved to the U.S. to train at AKA.
Right.
And being so far from home, having that support system must have been invaluable.
Absolutely. It speaks to the power of mentorship, of finding someone who believes in you, pushes you, and provides guidance beyond just the technical aspects of your craft.
It makes you think about the mentors in your own life, the
Oh.
people that have shaped your own path.
Yeah.
Who are those figures for you?
It's worth reflecting on because those relationships can be transformative.
Yeah.
They can give you the confidence to take risks, the support to persevere through setbacks, and the wisdom to make better decisions. And in Khabib's case, it seems like Mendes played a crucial role in helping him navigate not just the challenges of fighting, but also the challenges of adapting to a new culture and building a life far from home.
And you see that sense of loyalty reflected in how Khabib talks about his team, his family, his heritage. It's all interconnected, this web of support and responsibility that drives him forward. But there's another element that we need to explore, and that's legacy.
Hmm.
Khabib makes a very clear distinction between fighting for money and fighting for something much greater.
Yeah, he talks about wanting to build something that lasts, something that inspires others. It's not just about individual achievement, it's about creating a legacy that transcends his own career.
And that's where that undefeated record comes in.
Right.
It's not just a point of pride. It's a symbol of the values he represents.
Yeah.
It's about proving that you can reach the pinnacle of a sport while staying true to your principles.
It's interesting how he talks about winning, but also the way you win. He criticizes trash talking and emphasizes respect for his opponents. He wants to elevate the sport show that it can be about skill and honor, not just aggression and hype.
That's a really refreshing perspective in a world where self-promotion often overshadows everything else.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, what does it take to maintain that level of integrity, especially in a high-stakes environment like MMA?
It speaks to his discipline and focus.
Sure.
Remember, this is someone who emphasizes year-round training, not just during fight camps.
Yeah.
It's about constant improvement, pushing yourself, even when there's no immediate reward.
It's a mindset that could apply to any field.
Yeah.
How often do we let ourselves slack off when the pressure's off?
Exactly.
Khabib's approach is a reminder that true mastery requires constant dedication, even when no one's watching.
And it's not just about physical training. He's acutely aware of the dangers of fame and money.
Oh, yeah.
He talks about how those things can change people, often for the worse.
That's a really insightful point. It's like he's saying success doesn't change who you are. It just amplifies what's already there.
Right.
So if you're arrogant before you become famous, fame just makes you more arrogant. But if you're grounded and humble, those qualities will shine even brighter.
Exactly. It's a reminder that character is revealed in how you handle success, not just in how you pursue it. And speaking of handling success, we can't ignore the elephant in the room, Khabib's retirement.
It's still something people talk about.
Yeah.
This is a fighter at the top of his game, undefeated, and he chooses to walk away.
Yeah.
A lot of people couldn't understand it, but when you kind of delve into his reasoning, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. He made a promise to his mother
Right.
after his father passed away. He vowed to stop fighting. And that level of devotion to family, that sense of duty, it's something you don't often see in the world of professional sports.
It's a powerful reminder that there are things in life that are more important than trophies and titles.
For sure.
He's spoken about finding a different kind of freedom in retirement. He compares it to an eagle taking flight.
That imagery is so powerful.
It is.
It suggests a release, a sense of liberation from the constraints of competition. He's still involved in the sport, coaching and mentoring young fighters, but now he's doing it on his own terms.
It makes you wonder, what does success look like after you've achieved what most people consider the ultimate goal?
Yeah.
For Khabib, it seems to be about finding fulfillment in new ways, spending time with his family, exploring business ventures, and giving back to his community.
And there's something really inspiring about that.
Yeah.
He's not resting on his laurels. He's using his platform to make a difference.
It's a reminder that we can all redefine success for ourselves. It doesn't have to be about fame or fortune.
Right.
It can be about living a life that aligns with your values, contributing to something bigger than yourself, and finding joy in the journey.
It's about leaving a legacy that extends far beyond the octagon. A legacy built on hard work, humility, and a deep commitment to the people and principles that matter most.
It's interesting how even in retirement, Khabib still manages to spark debate.
Yeah.
Some fans believe he could have achieved even more, that he walked away too soon.
There's always that what-if factor, especially with an undefeated record. But I think that misses the point of what Khabib is trying to achieve. His legacy isn't just about wins and losses. It's about the values he embodies.
Right. His decision to retire, to honor his promise to his mother, speaks volumes about his character.
Yeah.
It shows that there are things in life that are more important than personal glory.
And it challenges us to think about our own priorities. What are the non-negotiables in our lives? What are the things we would walk away from anything for?
It's a tough question, but a valuable one to consider. And it's clear that Khabib hasn't lost his passion for MMA. He's still heavily involved in the sport, coaching and mentoring young fighters. He even launched his own promotion, Eagle FC,
He's found a way to stay connected to the world he loves while still prioritizing his family and pursuing other interests. It's almost like he's creating a new kind of legacy, one that goes beyond his own achievements in the octagon.
And his impact on the sport is undeniable. He brought a level of attention to MMA, particularly from Russia and the Dagestan region that hadn't been seen before. He's inspired a new generation of fighters who are following in his footsteps.
He's become a global icon, a symbol of hard work, discipline, and unwavering belief, and he's done it all while staying true to his values, his faith, and his heritage.
It's remarkable. And as we wrap up our exploration of Khabib Nurmagomedov,
Yeah.
it's worth reflecting on what we can learn from his journey.
Yeah, his story is a testament to the power of hard work, resilience, and unwavering belief. But it's also a reminder that success is a multifaceted concept.
Right.
It's not just about external achievements, it's about internal growth. It's about the impact you have on others, and it's about living a life that aligns with your values.
He challenges us to think differently about our own goals and aspirations, to ask ourselves what kind of legacy do we want to leave behind, and what are we willing to sacrifice to achieve it?
Khabib's story is an inspiration, a reminder that anything is possible if you're willing to put in the work, stay true to yourself, and never give up on your dreams.
Absolutely. And that's a message that resonates far beyond the world of MMA. So as we say goodbye for now, we want to encourage you to keep exploring those big questions, those aspirations that light you up. And remember, you have the power within you to achieve incredible things. Thank you for joining us on Black Screen, where bright ideas. We'll be back soon with more inspiring stories and insightful conversations. Until then, keep chasing your dreams and remember, anything is possible.